Data binding in Angular is a fundamental mechanism that links your application's data and components, creating a dynamic and reactive user experience. It synchronizes data between your component's TypeScript logic and the HTML template, automatically reflecting changes in one place to the other. This keeps your UI in sync with your data, eliminating the need for manual DOM manipulation. Here's a breakdown of the different types of data binding in Angular. 1. Property binding uses the syntax to bind a property of an HTML element to a property of your component class. For example, title equals link to hero.name sets the title attribute of an element to the name property of the hero object in your component's logic. Changes in the link to hero.name will automatically update the element's title. 2. Event binding uses the syntax to bind an event emitted by an HTML element to a method in your component class. For example, click equals handle click calls the handle click method in your component whenever the user clicks the element. This allows you to respond to user interactions and modify data or the UI accordingly. 3. String interpolation uses the expression syntax to embed data directly into your HTML template. For example, less than h1 greater than welcome, username, less than h1 greater than displays the username property from your component in the heading. This is a convenient way to display simple data values within your template. 4. Two-way binding uses the ng model directive to create a two-way data flow between an input element and a property in your component class. Changes made to the input element by the user are automatically reflected in the component's property, and vice versa. This is useful for forms and other interactive elements where you want immediate data synchronization. Benefits of data binding: simplified UI development, reduces the need for manual DOM manipulation, streamlining UI creation and maintenance. Reactive and dynamic UI, changes in data automatically update the UI, leading to a responsive and intuitive user experience. Improved maintainability, data binding code is more readable and predictable compared to manual DOM manipulation, making it easier to understand and update. Key points to remember: choose the appropriate data binding type based on your needs and whether you want one-way or two-way data flow. Data binding works in both directions, updating the UI when data changes and updating data when user actions modify the UI, except for property binding, which is one way. Effective use of data binding is essential for building dynamic and engaging Angular applications. I hope this explanation clarifies data binding in Angular. Feel free to ask if you have any further questions or specific aspects you'd like to explore deeper.